I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
I was 6 feet under. But now it's your turn to face.
It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
Do you know where your children... Remember that old thing?
In bed.
No, you remember that stuff on your TV when we were kids? It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Usually the answer is yes. Yes, you do.
Yeah. If you don't, then
There's questions.
you're a bad parent.
Or they're out of town or something.
Or you're a bad parent.
Or you're a bad parent. Right.
And I'm leaning more towards the
Bad
bad
parent. Yeah,
part,
right. I get it.
Bad parent.
Bad parenting. I got it.
That's the moral of today's show.
Bad parent. It's a parent.
What was it? What was that game? I used to always remember back in the day, they used to have all the game shows and the secret word of the day. You know? They used
Oh,
to have that.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
The phrase of the day is "You're a bad parent." Hooray.
So, you may have never experienced this, which I'm sure you haven't.
I don't know.
I'm sure you have not
I have
experienced
been
this.
around the world a time or 12.
But
But
a recent robber now knows what it feels like to be unarmed. Let me explain.
I was going to say, I feel there's a joke there, but I didn't know if I should hit the button or not.
Oh, there is. On Sunday, July 31st, at about 2:45 a.m.
Okay.
in Norco, California's, 4 male suspects wearing facial coverings and hoods pulled up to the narco market and liquor store.
I love that.
Norco. Sorry, Norco.
Okay.
Because Norco, California. In a black BMV, I'm guessing the BMW.
Yeah.
So BMW
Yeah.
X3 SUV.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah.
One of the suspects entered the establishment brandishing a rifle.
Okay.
Yeah. CBS local Los Angeles reports that the 80-year-old store owner, Craig Cope, had seen the suspect exiting the vehicle outside of a store via surveillance cameras.
Hold on. Just a moment. Stop.
Yeah.
Now, this has nothing to do with anything else we're talking about tonight, but just to prove, tell me the economy is not crappy and tell me that inflation doesn't suck when the 80-year-old store owner is working the counter at 3 in the morning.
No. He wasn't working the counter. He was in the back.
He was working. The 80-year-old man
Was working.
was
yes.
working at 3 a.m.
Yes. He owned the store. He was working surveillance.
Doesn't matter. No,
Anyway. Anyway,
That's
an employee of Cope's, Marnie Tapia, claimed that he saw them coming, which prompted him to arm himself with a shotgun that he kept behind the counter.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You good so far?
Sure. I'm there.
Yeah. In the footage of the exchange, Cope can be heard offering a brief warning,
Okay.
with the suspect continuing to aim his rifle at Cope. The store owner opened fire, hitting the would-be robber in his arm.
Okay. That's got to suck.
The wounded suspect then fled his vehicle screaming, "He shot my arm off! He shot my arm off!"
But did he really shoot your arm off? You'll shoot your eye out. Did he really? I'm just asking.
After scaring the robber, the 80-year-old suffered a heart attack,
I can see that.
but he's reportedly recovering fine.
No, I could see that totally. I could totally see that
For all-
happening. It's like, oh, dear God, sir.
For all those in the video, here you go. There's the would-be robber down here in the bottom, in the bottom corner.
In the
And
big circle.
In the big circle. In the upper smaller circle, you will see the elbows.
The elbows of the man that would be king.
Right. So this would-be robber here. Actually, that's not a terrible gun that he has.
Well, it is when you clearly don't know what you're up against.
Yeah, you clearly don't know how to use it, and you are not trigger happy.
Clearly.
So this would-be robber here now knows what it's like to be unarmed.
Did he really blow his arm off, though? Because at that distance, I don't see how that's possible.
No, not with a shotgun. No.
Not at that distance.
No. It would hurt.
Oh, yeah, no, it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
He may not be able to write ever again.
Yeah, I mean, if he shot him in the arm or shoulder or whatever else, that's going to be massive damage. But, I mean, he was unarmed.
Nah.
For the first time ever.
Yeah.
James over there. For those without video.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks for the help.
Huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Again, I question, was he actually,
Unarmed.
did he blow his arm off?
Probably
And if
not.
not. Then you can't be
Unarmed.
unarmed.
Well, I mean, it was close.
No, close would be it's hanging by, tendons. Certain muscles are floating around there holding, like that's almost.
I mean, I don't know how bad it was.
I'm telling you.
What if he had slugs in it?
Most shotgun guys don't have it, because the reason why you have a shotgun, especially for home defense,
Scattershot.
It's scattered. It's to guarantee you hit them, because sometimes the boo-boo makes them stop.
Right.
Period. Like, that's just.
I'm just saying, it kind of sounds like he got it slugged.
I don't think so. If don't you got me all excited and like, oh man, got his arm blown up. And he
No.
didn't get his arm blown off. He's just a big weenie.
Yeah, he is a big weenie. While the wounded suspect, yet to be named by officials, still remains hospitalized and in critical condition.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. The other 3 suspects were taken into police custody in the hospital parking lot.
Wow. Like, they didn't push him in and dip like
Nope.
nothing.
Apparently, they were trying to get him out.
They're like, we need to make sure he stays all right. Somebody needs to wait with him. I'll wait with him. No, I'll wait with you.
The vehicle was obviously reported stolen
There you go.
and had numerous stolen firearms as well in California, of all places.
But it's a gun-free state, basically.
Yep, yeah, it is.
Basically. So how'd they get the guns?
That's a great question.
If only they could just get rid of them things. We wouldn't have this problem. Robberies wouldn't happen, and
It would all be good.
it would all be good. It would be, but oh well. James over on Twitter, Rittenhouse did a better job of shooting off an arm than with an AR-15.
Also true.
No, it's true.
He also lets us know that the Pee Wee Herman show was a game show. He had a secret word of the day.
Well, I forgot Pee Wee Herman had the secret word of the day.
Word of the day, yeah.
It's weird to go back and watch some of those episodes.
They're creepy, dude.
Well, it is, but it's also really weird to go back and watch them and then see celebrities who you're like, wait a second.
Yeah, it's not good.
You're nowhere near that type of person.
Really? Like, why are you here?
Right. It's like, hold on a second. Lawrence Fishburne
Huh?
as a cowboy
Yes.
with a Jerry curl?
Yes.
What the hell?
Sometimes you got to pay the bills.
I guess. You got to pay your dues when you're starting out in acting.
Yes.
Clearly
Yes, you do. And it's better to have a job than have to go wait tables.
That's what I'm told.
That's what I hear.
That's what I hear too. I don't know how true that is or not, but that's the allegedness that I hear.
Grumpy over there. We were all thinking it at Dylan Lyles. Just say it. Damn Californians.
Yeah. Adam W. Johnson over Twitter. Here's a 100% accurate statement. He signed an arms reduction treaty with the robber. No, you're right.
Yes, his arm will be reduced
Yes.
for a fact.
Sadly, but it's true. It does happen.
Maybe not completely, but at least minimally.
Right. It happens.
It really does. On Thursday, the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer introduced the Cannabis Administration and Opportunity Act.
What?
Yep, the Cannabis Administration and Opportunity Act.
An administration and an act are two very different things.
The act would decriminalize marijuana on a federal level and allow states to set up their own laws around the weeds. 19 states currently allow anyone at least 21 years or older to possess and use marijuanas, and 37 states have medical marijuana programs. So this is a useless bill. This is stupid.
Well, hold on.
Because technically...
I sound like you said Chuck Schumer introduced something.
Yes, Chuck Schumer.
That would give the states back
Right.
power.
Yeah,
That's what it sounded like you said.
I did.
Are you sure?
It's what it is.
I don't...
But that's not what it really does. Come on. Because it's a cannabis administration.
Yeah, that's the part that I'm also getting hung up on. Is it's
Yeah.
not a, hey, the states can make their own laws. It's a, hey, they can make their laws as long as it's the same ones like we want.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yeah, competing federal and state laws regarding marijuana have created a legal gray area for businesses
Really?
operating in states where marijuana is legal. The Cannabis Administration Opportunity Act is intended to address that tension by eliminating the federal prohibition. It's election season, folks.
Oh yeah, and that's the important thing. Not
It's election season, folks.
boogie woogie woogie. It's not. We're not going to do something actually important. We're not
Right.
going to actually do something that will benefit.
No,
the
we're just going to
country or-
release all of the laws on cannabis. You know, all the ones that were put into place from big paper.
I just say.
You remembered it?
No.
You remember all the laws from big paper?
I do. Big paper was such a giant
They
thing.
did not like the cannabis. They did not like the hemps.
Which is a little bit ironic considering the fact that what do you roll the hemps and cannabis in?
Papers.
I rest my case.
I know.
I'm just saying.
But they didn't like it because you could make hemp paper, and hemp paper is cheap.
Yeah, but
It's cheap because it's completely regrowable within a season.
yeah. Like
And it's actually more durable than regular paper.
yeah. I mean, wouldn't they're just-
Also rope. Big rope.
I didn't know there was big rope involved. I didn't know that was a
Well,
thing.
back in the day, big rope was a big thing.
I didn't know that was such a thing.
Yes.
Big with a big rope.
You didn't know big rope
I
was
didn't
a
know.
big thing?
Hi, my name is Stanley, and I work for Big Rope. I didn't know that was a thing. But hey,
Right.
whatever.
It's the thing. That's what it is.
It is. God bless them.
Big paper and big rope.
Coming together to bring tyranny to America.
Yes. Just like every other large conglomerate corporation. According to ABC News, this is the, quote, first time in history that senators have introduced a bill decriminalizing marijuana at the federal level and removing cannabis from the federal list of controlled substances.
Again, let's shoot for the most, the bigger things. Let's make sure we're doing what we're supposed to here.
Right.
Forget the
removing
fact that
cannabis.
inflation is through the roof. Forget the fact that gas prices are insane. Forget that, the only reason why gas prices are dropping is because we're dipping into our own Federal Reserve. We're not drilling or making anything else.
No. We're just using all of our Federal Reserves to give us a little boost up
That's
until
it.
the election.
And that's it.
Yeah. That Peekaboo Snarka Jack all over there says, I never knew Steven was so keen on the big ropes.
Yeah, it happens.
You got to know things.
You got to know. It's all about Big Rope, man.
Also, James over there on the Twitters. Can you play the audio of the guy screaming like a little girl for Dylan Miles? Oh yeah, he did. He did. There was audio for that. I didn't pull it because that
What?
link of the guy that got shot.
Oh, really?
Apparently, yeah, he was screaming like a
Little girl?
like a little baby.
Oh. Tisn't that sweet?
Yeah,
Darling little thing.
yeah. Sorry, I didn't have it.
Well, that's a shame. That's a shame. Oh, well. Now, this is just stupid. This,
Well, see, Schumer apparently has been a big marijuana fan since 2019. He's been big up on the things. He actually introduced a bill similarly called the Marijuana Freedom and Opportunity Act.
Sure.
In 2019.
Sure.
In addition to decriminalizing cannabis, the act expunges existing federal cannabis-related records and creates funding for law enforcement departments to fight illegal cannabis cultivation.
It's stupid. Again, there's more important
What
things.
is illegal cannabis cultivation?
People who are growing it without permission.
Like in the backyard?
Yeah. If you don't have a permission or a license or whatever it is,
But
if you're not
it's
registered.
if it's no longer a controlled substance,
Go ahead. Keep going.
if it's no longer a controlled substance, it is now something that you could grow on your own
Right.
as a homeopathic remedy.
You could. Except you can't.
Yeah.
Because you have to have permission.
But why?
Because you have to have permission.
But it's an herb.
Nah. You know what? And you can't reuse rainwater in Colorado to water your garden.
That's very true. You can't.
I'm just saying, like,
It's really true. It's like that's where it's called the cycle of water cycle. You did the water
it's
cycle.
the
'cause you-
cycle of life.
well, water, but yeah.
But that's it. Water is not a controlled substance. Water it literally fell from the sky and one collects it in a barrel and you're not allowed to use it. So
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
that should answer your question as to why somebody can't grow it. It's not a controlled substance anymore.
Touche.
Blah, 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 blah. Panorama lama ding dong.
If passed, the act would represent yet another win for states' rights activists. In June, the Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade, blah, 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 blah.
Why are you bringing that up? What does Roe v. Wade have to do with?
States' rights.
Oh, I was
States'
going
rights.
to say, wait a second.
Yeah.
No,
So-
okay. No, fair enough.
Yeah, polling has
Fair enough.
consistently shown that Americans support some form of marijuana legalization. Last year, Pew Research found an overwhelming share of U.S. adults, 91%, say either the marijuanas should be legal or medical and recreational use only. For medical and recreational use only, says 60%, or that it should be legal for medical use only, which is 31%.
Uh-huh.
So 60% says for everything.
Excuse me.
Swallow that wrong.
Damn sure did.
He did. 60% say for everything. 31% say at least for marijuana for medical use, and 8% said it should not be legal.
I don't care.
I mean, yes, okay, yes.
I don't care. Like, this is nothing.
Is it okay to do this? Yes, it's a very neutral ground.
I don't care.
To put it this way, this is neutral ground that Democrats are using to push the idea that they are for the people.
Right.
In
Well, that and it's to be able to turn around and look at black voters and be like, look, see, we're trying to help empty the prisons.
Right.
That's what
because
it
it would
is.
also empty out the prisons for anybody with marijuana-related crimes,
Right.
which has already happened in a lot of ways, unless it was huge amounts.
Yes. And they still just kind of let it, go.
Yeah, they kind of let it slide at that point.
Anyway, because who cares?
Right. I mean, what's the problem?
So there you go.
What's the point? But yeah, it's exactly what you're saying. It's decriminalizing marijuana use, which means releasing all those criminals for drug use that are behind bars
Yep.
or selling of marijuanas, as long as that's all they were caught with.
Right. Right.
Which, that caters to the black community
Yeah,
heavily.
it does.
It does. But it also caters to all Democrats heavily.
It does.
Because it's, once again, both Democrats and Republicans can look at this and say, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's all it's. Again, you're not exactly trying. You know what I mean? This is not exactly a fart humper.
Right. That's very, I like it.
I was
For anybody out there,
I've
it's
been trying all day to figure out a time and place to be able to use
it's a
that.
speed bump out there for anybody.
For those in the Norways.
For Norways, it's fartsuper.
Yeah, it's called the fart humper. Or the fart humper.
Yeah, fartshumper.
Yeah.
Fartsuper.
That's a speed bump. That's your lesson for the day.
Yeah, it's a speed bump.
That should have been the word of the day.
Speed bump.
Fart humper.
Right. Fart humper.
Anyway.
Anywho, so that's all it is. It's just pandering. And welcome to the
Election season.
Yeah.
Election season 2022.
2.
Transgender cheerleader who was born biological male
Uh-huh.
was kicked out of a summer cheerleading camp in Texas. I don't think that was necessary. I didn't.
They were kicked out.
Yeah, poor Texas. Just picking on this poor transgender person.
Right.
Except for this particular cheerleader had reportedly choked a female teammate. Nothing. Okay. Trans cheerleader claims that the teammate was quote unquote transphobic and made transphobic comments.
Does that mean you can choke them out?
I guess.
It's like, you're transphobic. I get to choke you now.
Transgender cheerleader Avery Chanel Medlock, who was 25,
Come on.
was booted from the cheer camp at Ranger College for allegedly assaulting a female cheerleader.
Allegedly.
Early morning of July 22nd, Medlock and another cheerleader who only identified as Carly got into a verbal altercation,
Yes.
which probably went something like, "You're not really a woman."
Right.
Blah, blah, blah.
That's actually pretty close, yeah. Pretty
Fox News reported that Medlock alleges a teammate made transphobic and racist remarks before the altercation, with cell phone video showing other cheerleaders hiding in a room from an agitated Medlock. Medlock gave Medlock's side of the story in a Facebook post,
Okay.
because that's trustworthy.
That's right.
Quote, "Well, guys, I'm officially retired as a cheerleader as of last night at 5:30 a.m.
That's not last night.
I was going to say the same thing.
It's not.
That's not night.
Not night.
A girl on the team was being very disrespectful and told me I'm a man with a penis and that guys should not be on the team."
Okay. You are a man. You do have a penis. Now, whether or not you should be on the team, that's
debatable.
I mean, it's a cheerleading team. They always need throwers.
right. And catchers.
Right.
Just saying. Continuing on, I stood up for myself. And she called her mom and dad because she was scared because I stood up for myself. Her father said she still has testosterone and a penis, and I'll kill anyone who comes after my daughter.
And that was a quote from the father.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Like you
Allegedly.
can't.
Because once again, this is a Facebook.
Right. You can't say, well, no, this
So-
is what happened. No,
No,
you
you didn't.
stop it. Just stop it. Medlock posted a video on social media where Medlock went to the door of Carly's room and reportedly said, quote, "If anyone has a problem, come address it to my face like an adult," end quote.
You're a 25-year-old man chasing down
Women.
women.
And yeah, no, that's yeah. Carly contacted her dad about the incident and claimed that Medlock choked her.
Okay.
Carly's father posted a message about the incident on social media. Quote, "I ask you what you would have done when receiving a phone call at 1 a.m. in the morning from your daughter stating that she had locked themselves in a room with other girls after this person said you want to fight and proceeded to put their hands around my daughter's neck."
Okay.
I'd have been in jail, just so we're all crystal clear.
You wouldn't have heard the other side of the story on Facebook. You wouldn't have heard Medlock's side.
I wouldn't. I don't care.
No. You wouldn't have heard
Why? Because I'd have been in jail.
because Medlock would have been gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd have been in jail. Like I thought there was
would have
something
been-
else I was missing.
No. Medlock would have been gone.
Yeah.
There's no Medlock side of the story at this point.
Nope. I'd have been. I'm sorry. You're a guy bowing up to my daughter.
Yeah.
You're gone. I'm sorry. I'd have been driving so fast. I'd have been in jail that night.
Done. It'd have
And
been
I
done.
would be quite content whistling the whole way.
I'd have Let them take me.
Right.
But a constitution of government, once changed from freedom, can never be restored. Liberty once lost is lost forever. Nearly 250 years after Adams famously wrote those words to his wife, have you been left wondering if liberty is indeed lost forever? Many people are feeling that way, and who can blame them when they hear things like,
History is truly at a turning point. We do not yet know the full extent and the systemic and structural changes which will happen. However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected.
with talk like that, maybe liberty is dead.
And now's the time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there.
Or is it? From the people behind the #1 critical thinking podcast in the world comes Reviving Liberty, a podcast experience unlike anything you've heard before. Join your host, Andrew Coppins, on a path towards rediscovering what liberty is and how we can apply it in today's age of darkness and tyranny. Get ready for a liberty mindset in your life. Andrew will be with you soon, taking the first steps on the path toward reviving liberty with you. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform and engage with the show by visiting revivingliberty.com and follow Andrew on social media at The Coppin Show.
This is Defenders Live.
I'm surprised no one has commented on anything about Twitter at all about this whole thing.
Which one?
This the last
Yeah.
story about the transgender.
It's very true. Yeah. I haven't
Not a peep
Yeah.
from anyone.
Huh. I mean, really.
Sucks.
It's
Not a word.
not a word edgewise.
Wow.
Not one word in
That's
edgewise.
fascinating.
It's weird.
Fascinating.
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 Right.
All right, Alec. I mean, I think you and I are on the same page, though.
Oh yeah, dead.
As far as that, yeah, they're dead.
Dead.
Yeah.
They would never find.
There
the
would
body.
be no medlock.
Nope.
Sorry. Actually, not sorry.
Not sorry.
Not sorry. I would gladly go to jail for this.
I would be too, but it
You
would
don't
be
touch
one
my
of those-
daughters.
No, I don't play that game. Be dead so quick, and I don't.
Now,
would-
once my son comes of age, if he can't protect himself, there's a problem. But you don't touch my
that's
daughters.
failure on your part, sir.
I will teach him.
That's what I'm saying. That if he can't defend himself, that's failure on your part.
Right. I will make sure. Either I will teach him or I will send him a place to get taught.
Right. I really wish there was a good Wing Chun place around here.
I think, you know what I think I'm going to do?
Send him to Izzo for like
Send him
6
to Izzo.
months.
No, for a year.
For a year.
Send him to Izzo for a year.
Izzo would come down here and kick your ass.
I
just
know
for
he
that.
would.
Like, dude, why did you give me this kid?
Well, it would be like 16. He'd have to be 16 at that point.
Still, he'd be like, dude, just stop.
Send him to Chicago for Wing Chun training.
Hey, come back being the only white guy on as a Crip.
No, Izzo would keep him straight.
He died. No, he wouldn't even get that far. Is what I'm saying.
Oh. No, I'd make sure that he met him at the airport at least.
It wouldn't happen. You wouldn't get that far.
Speaking of Chicago,
Chi-town.
yeah, Jeanette Cooper hasn't had visitation rights with her daughter Sophia in nearly 3 years now. See, the
Really?
summer of 2019, Sophia, the daughter, arrived at her father's house for a routine custody visit and announced that she was transgendered
Excuse me.
during the
Okay.
custody visit. Her mother had no idea, apparently. Sophia's father alleges,
Allegedly.
in court, that his daughter was, quote, no longer mentally and emotionally safe with her mother. Previously, Jeanette who had custody of her daughter 6 days out of the 7, 6 days and 7 nights a week. So she had basically full custody.
Basically,
He had visitation.
he got one night.
He got 1 day.
Oh,
One
yeah,
day.
And that's like,
He got like Sundays.
he came by on Sunday to pick him up.
Came by Sunday to pick him up and to drop him off.
Wow.
So for the past 3 years, after having that sort of custody, she has not been allowed to see her daughter at all.
Wow.
A comprehensive custody investigation was launched. Both Sophia's parents underwent psychological testing, home visits, and character evaluations.
Okay.
In addition, interviews were conducted with friends and family who had observed Sophia in the care of her mother.
Okay.
Quote, usually Child Protective Services has a definition of what it means to be unsafe, to either be abused or neglected. There was no evidence that I had done any of that. That was what Jeanette told the Independent Woman Forum.
Yep. See, we know how this goes.
While the report is confidential, public court findings mention no evidence of abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no evidence of abuse.
No.
Okay. Instead, they stated that Jeanette needed to work on understanding her daughter's gender dysphoria.
Wait a minute. Who uses gender dysphoria anymore? That's not a word. That's not anything anymore.
Well, that's what they used. The grieving mother explains, quote, the thing that I am clearly not complying with is the concept that good parenting means that you affirm a child's idea that they are something wrong, that there's something wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not willing to do that.
Good. You shouldn't.
Well, apparently, Chicago thinks otherwise.
Oh, no.
Jeanette considers herself a radical feminist. And also voted Democrat all through her life.
Of course you did.
She doesn't align with the party's view that a child can be trans, though. She states, quote, my child is a girl.
Which is really weird.
Yeah, I know.
Like, how
She
do
said-
you...
Because she's a feminist. A radical feminist. She gave birth to a girl, and that will not change.
Oh, okay. No, I see it now.
You see it now?
I got you.
Got it? Yeah, she said, my child is a girl. I
Right.
won't lie to her or anyone else. I think that's good parenting.
Cool.
Okay. I mean,
Sure.
I don't disagree with that.
No, I don't either. I think that's, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty fantastic.
So there's something that we agree with her on. She's a Democrat, lifelong, whatever, but
It's always
massive
good.
radical
It's
feminist.
always-
We found something we agree with you on.
It's always good to find common ground.
That's right. The court briefly allowed Jeanette to see her child in family therapy. However, Jeanette was told that Sophia's stepmother, a licensed psychotherapist,
Oh, goody.
was to also have access to their private sessions.
No.
No, there's too much interest. There's too much personal interest involved there. Sorry.
Nope.
That does not get allowed.
Not going to happen there,
Yeah.
pumpkin.
Jeanette initially objected, but was told that she would not be allowed to see her daughter at all if she disagreed.
That's heartbreaking.
That sucks.
I hate that.
Quote, I'm not going to convince my daughter that somehow she is so weak that she cannot hear her birth name. I agree.
I
agree.
I feel for this mother.
Yeah. Okay, so now
I had to double check because I was like,
it's a mom. Yeah,
no, I knew that, but for some reason I got lost and I
Now,
blanked for a minute. And I'm like, was it a lesbian couple or
I'm
something?
gonna point over to my wife who's in the kitchen here, across the way. Wife, you legally changed your name, right? Yes, you did.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord.
So you legally changed your name.
Tread lightly, my friend. Tread lightly.
Do your parents still call you by your given birth name? Yes, they do. Does it hurt you? It bothers you, but does it hurt you? It doesn't harm you. No, it bothers you, but it only bothers you because it's a respect issue. But then again, at the same point in time, you changing your legal name could be considered a respect issue to your parents. So you agree? Okay, right. Yes. Okay, and we're currently going through similar situations. Anyway, so given that, I agree with Jeanette.
Jeanette.
Jeanette is correct. You cannot be so weak mentally that you cannot hear the name that your parents gave you at birth.
Yeah, that's dumb. Like, I don't have that issue. I know what I was supposed to be named. I found out what my dad wanted to name me.
Oh, yeah? Was it Junior?
No, I would have actually been okay with Junior.
Oh, really?
No. So, I've never revealed this out loud to a lot, especially to like
live audience.
Like literally the world. No, my dad wanted to name me Jebediah Clyde.
I could see it. I could see it.
Apparently, my dad thought I was a 93-year-old black man. I guess, I don't know.
I could still see it. Jebediah Clyde can also work for a mountain man.
Yeah, but
you've got the beard.
Yeah, but I have it now.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't when I was born.
But it just means that you would eventually grew into it anyway.
Not necessarily.
You would have grown into the name, sir.
No, at that point, you watch, I'd have turned into like a podiatrist or something.
Names affect your growth.
It does.
They
it
do.
changes your
They
way.
really do.
But no, like I've, it's a word.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
By a singular person. If you're going to let that carry enough weight to literally cripple you mentally, right, then you have problems. That's a good way of putting it. It's a nicer way than what I was about to say.
So I know a person that almost got named something even more embarrassing.
Okay.
I'll
be your Huckleberry. Go ahead.
All right. So I used to work at the Men's Warehouse.
You have weird flex, but all right, keep going.
A person that I worked with, she was one of the managers of the area. Her name was Rexanna.
Rex Anna?
That's her real name.
Rex,
not Rocks. Rex, as in King. King Anna.
She's a girl.
I know.
So shouldn't it be Queen Anna?
Yes, but they didn't do that. Rexanna.
Oh, God.
Her parents are giant hippies. They almost named her Apollo Flash. You almost spat your coffee out.
I did. I was not ready for that. Right. I was not ready for that at all. I remember there was these three brothers I grew up with whose names were Sky, Blue, and Cloud. Of course, I talked to my mother years later and found out that their parents were big fans of LSD. So,
But no.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, they took hippie to a whole nother level, my friend.
No.
Right.
Also, Grumpy over there said, I can totally see Jebediah Clyde.
Shut up. I hate you.
At Dylan Lyles would have totally been started robbing banks, though.
Right. With like a revolver.
Right. And a cowboy hat.
Because
that makes sense.
Because it does. It's like in your face.
But yeah, so apparently this woman is going.
Excuse me. God,
this woman who votes the way that is correct in her thought process, in the thought process of the transgendered world, she votes the way that they want. But she has one stipulation, and that is, my daughter's a daughter.
Right.
And will always be my daughter.
Right. Like that's just
because she can't change her genetic code.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, actually, completely.
Okay.
100% right now.
No, that's cool.
Maybe in like 100 years.
Maybe.
That might be possible in about 100 years-ish.
Adam W. Johnson. My late father's full name was Jerome Wade Johnson.
Yes!
The Army sent him to predominantly black bases a lot. Not sure why. Mid-60s, of course.
That's weird. What's your name? Jerome Wade Johnson. That's awesome.
Funniest name this is Grumpy over on Twitter. No, funniest name I ever read, No Smoking, redacted. His mom named him after the first thing she saw after giving birth.
A no smoking sign. Nosmo, King. Okay, but that still doesn't top Ladasha.
Right. Right.
It still doesn't top Ladasha. L-A-A. Ladasha.
Ladasha.
Right.
For those of you playing the home game and all.
Yeah, because you have to spell that one out.
God almighty.
Aha.
Dozens of illegal immigrants trafficked into the U.S. were discovered in a rich neighborhood in D.C. on Wednesday.
Sorry, what?
Dozens of illegal immigrants
Uh-huh.
trafficked into the U.S. were discovered in a rich neighborhood in the District of Columbia. And all of them working for Chuck Schumer. No, I'm kidding.
Probably.
U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents found 73 migrants living in stash houses operated by human smugglers in the northwest area of the D.C.s.
See, it's not Texas and sending out all the immigrants
No, it's
in buses.
Well, it is, but it's not.
Right.
Documents from ICE reportedly detailed how the agency's Homeland Security investigation team raided 6 residential homes in an upscale D.C. neighborhood where agents found 60 adults and 13 children, as well as $95,000 and a small amount of cocaine.
What does he want, Johnny?
Stash houses were found in one of the richest areas in D.C., where the median home price is $750,000. That's the median.
That's a lot.
That's
Median home.
That's ridiculous.
That means the max. Okay, so the most expensive home out there is about 2.5,
Give or take.
give or take.
Yeah.
2.25, 2.5 mil.
Right.
Mil.
Right. Violent drug cartels based south of the U.S.-Mexico border make billions of dollars each year smuggling people into the United States. Migrants will often pay for the services of a coyote to cross the border illegally,
They will.
earning the cartels an estimated $13 billion annually, according to the New York Times. After reaching the U.S., migrants are often kept in stash houses, often cramped conditions with limited access to running water or air conditioning. They are told they can't leave without the permission of smugglers. Typically, these stash houses are found on border states. It was unclear why so many migrants were being held in D.C. I don't understand why they're confused about this. You know, seriously, like, why are you confused?
How is this confusing?
They're smuggling them to Canada. You dumbass. Anyway, I'm not even a part of it, and I know that. Washington, D.C. is a sanctuary city. In recent weeks, Mayor
I'm sorry, what?
Muriel Bowser.
Muriel.
That's Muriel. That's what I said.
Muriel.
Muriel? Merle.
Merle Bowser.
Merle Bowser.
Merle Bowser.
Yeah. She hates the sound of her name, too.
Yeah,
Has complained about quote-unquote humanitarian crisis of 4,000 illegal immigrants that were bused to the nation's capital from the border states like Texas. She's called for the activation of the National Guard to assist with processing the illegal immigrants.
Oh, she had to call in National Guard.
Yeah. I think that's funny. Human smuggling operations can turn deadly.
No. They can turn deadly?
Human smuggling operations can turn deadly. I don't know why that made me giggle like that.
I
But
mean, it works that way.
it's funny. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, last month, 53 migrants suffocated to death in the back of an overheated tractor trailer that was abandoned by smugglers in the side of a highway in San Antonio.
I remember that one.
I do too.
Uh-huh.
It was pretty bad. Pretty bad. The horrific incident was the deadliest immigrant incident in the country to date.
Yeah, that's a lot of people dying.
It is.
In one trailer.
It's pretty sad, actually.
Suffocated to death
Yeah.
on their own air.
Federal authorities have reported record high levels of illegal immigration since President Joe Biden assumed office. In March, an astounding 209,000 migrants were apprehended after crossing the border from Mexico to the U.S.
In March.
The highest number of the border arrests in the last 2 decades.
In March.
In March.
In March.
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 Yeah.
1 month.
Yep. March.
March.
That's it.
Oh, well, they do that a lot.
They do from all over the South. Yeah. The Biden administration has repeatedly warned migrants not to come to the U.S., emphasizing that they will be deported if they do not have a legal asylum claim.
You will be deported.
I don't believe you, sir.
I don't believe you either.
I'm just throwing that little tidbit out there. But that has not deterred hundreds of thousands of migrants from coming each month, overwhelming and exhausting Border Patrol agents. More than 1.6 million migrants were encountered by border agents in fiscal year 2022, which began October 1 of 2021.
I don't think you understand the amount of fun that you've released on your own head, Dylan.
Why?
James over there on the Twitters. I'm never going to hear a Dylan Lyles and not think Jebediah now. It's going to be his new nickname.
Son of a bitch. I knew better than to open my mouth. But you know what? It is what it is.
At least you're not Jeb.
That's what I would have ended up being. God, I know. So,
yeah.
And it's just I have a really stupid question is like how many more people are left
What do you mean?
south of the border?
There's still a lot.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I'm beginning to not believe so.
The ones that got sent back during the
Trump?
Obama and Trump era, because you remember, Obama actually sent more back than he let in.
Oh yeah.
He just did it secretly.
Yeah.
He did it without people knowing, so that he could stand on the platforms and say, "I am amnesty." Blah, 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 blah.
I am a perfect amnesty person.
Right, and then he sent everybody back.
Nina.
Because, funny enough, Obama actually understood a little bit of economics.
He did.
Yeah, where if they flooded the entire United States, he wouldn't have anything. It would be bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Weird.
Right.
It's almost like he knew.
I'd say that he actually had some knowledge of economics at that point.
That's what one might say is weird.
Because he definitely has no knowledge of Constitution, even though he taught it for as a substitute teacher once.
So? He did it once. Whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo. In a universe.
Republican lawmakers have called the state of the border a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
I had to pause for a minute because all I saw was the next word, and I went, wow.
And
fingered blame at Biden for reversing former President Donald Trump's restrictive immigration policies. Representative Chip Roy from Texas, who's a Republican, who represents the area north of San Antonio, decried, quote, the scourge of moving human beings for profit, end quote, in a speech at American First Policy Institute's policy conference last week. Cartels, quote, are getting paid thousands of dollars to put these little girls and little boys in a sex trafficking trade, to be put into stash houses in Houston, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, all along the border, Roy said Tuesday.
We know this is all happening. Like we all know it's happening unless you're literally not paying attention to anything.
Right. Unless you're completely oblivious.
Like completely anything.
Right.
And nothing at all.
Unless you're totally a dummy. A big dumb-dumb.
A big old dummy dumb-dumb-dumb.
Dumb-dumb dummy-dumb.
Dumb-dumb-dumb-dumb-dumb. Anyway, James over there on the Twitters. Now that you mention it, at Stephen Airy, I can hear Jeb doing a show promo with, please listen.
Oh, I'm going to carry this one around for a while.
It's almost as good as those pants.
No, I don't know which is worse, to be perfectly honest with you.
Well, one we have a picture of.
That's true.
One we have photos of.
That's true.
Yoga pants. Dylan in yoga pants. All right. Speaking of trouble on the border,
Okay.
kind of a double entendre there.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit.
Say so.
Just to let you know. The LA County Board of Supervisors unanimously approved a motion this week that allowed non-citizens to hold government positions in the county.
Sorry, it sounded like you said that they if you're an illegal immigrant, or they not just say illegal immigrant, they're just saying non-citizen.
Non-citizen. Any non-citizen.
You don't have to live in LA County
Right.
to work for LA County government.
You also don't have to be an American citizen.
In a place that you know is free.
Right. You don't have to be an American citizen to work for LA County.
That's interesting.
As of 2018, an estimated 880,000 non-citizens lived in LA County. The motion declared Los Angeles County is a community of immigrants from each corner of the world. They have made Los Angeles County what it is. A county rich in culture, diverse in history, and innovative in so many facets. For instance, immigrants make up 44% of the county's workforce.
My tumor hurts.
Run small businesses that generate 40% of the county's self-employed income.
My head hurts really bad.
And pay billions of dollars in federal taxes each year.
Telling you, it makes my head hurt. This is ridiculous. Just so we're all crystal clear. Okay? This is just It's not about the difference in the diversity and none all this crap that you're talking about. That's not the problem here, Pumpkin.
Uh-huh.
The problem with allowing a non-citizen to run and hold office
Yes.
means that technically I could work
For
LA
LA
County.
County. Yes.
and live here on the East Coast.
Yes, you could.
Be hella weird hours working though.
Well, just a 3-hour difference. I mean, that's not too bad.
Yeah, but you're assuming that all the work could be done online.
Yeah, better be.
Maybe not. Maybe I have to be there.
They're still on COVID.
Oh, that's right. They'll be on a COVID.
They'll be on COVID restrictions
They'll
for the
be on
next year.
COVID for the rest of eternity.
Right. So, whatever.
But no, and the problem with that is then you start having somebody who knows nothing about your diversity and all these proper things that you love so very much.
And they may not even speak English.
Doesn't matter because they're reaching the
Or Spanish. They may not speak Spanish either.
Or what if they spoke Russian?
What if they spoke Chinese? How would they work?
How do you know that they're not selling things to another side? Like this is like you're stupid.
Yeah.
You by allowing this, you've made government as a whole a laughingstock. Not that
Technically
they don't need help with that, and I not upset about that. But at the same time,
right? Yeah, I mean they do.
There
their
are
own-
some
they do
honest.
well on their own.
There's some honest, genuine people in the state of California who are trying to make the best that they can,
Yes.
and you are mocking them.
Yes, and to all those people in the Californias that are trying their best they can,
Get out,
please,
quick now,
right now,
like.
yesterday.
Don't look back. Pretend you are Lot. Grab your daughters and wife and get the out of Dodge.
Right. Don't look back. You will turn into a pillar.
Don't
of salt.
turn. Just keep going.
If your wife turns back, leave her.
Let her go. It's not that difficult.
I love you guys so much. First off, over there on the Twitters, James. Nope. Nice try at Stephen Airy. I don't have time to dig through the thousands of pics on my phone to find that. I remember it well enough. I don't need to see it again.
It's like seeing any of Izzo's pictures.
Right. Well, he used to send them to you.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if anybody knows this, but if you're allowed to see pictures like that, then or get things
You're
like
a friend.
that, then he likes you.
Yeah, then he likes you.
Yeah.
I've never seen those.
Yeah. he flashed me his ass one day for my birthday.
That's right. See, I've never seen
Which
those
was
pictures.
awkward because the whole thing, like, it was all drawn out and long, and I'm like, what is going on? Oh, thanks.
Blue moon.
Yes, I'm standing alone.
It's called a pale moon, right?
There's a pale moon rising for sure.
It's a bad moon rising is what it was.
Pete, man.
Oh.
It's the kind of thing that makes you go bug.
By the way, we are live, and we will be live every night as we can, or most every night here.
Oh, don't jinx us.
Yeah, we'll be live
There you go.
on the Big Talker Network, and that's bigtalker.live, bigtalker.live is where
Yes.
you go find that.
You can also find us, by the way, on FCB Radio as well.
Uh-huh.
2 networks,
Podcasts
all the different podcasts, everything else you can find everywhere.
on all the social
the
medias,
Facebook and the socials and
at DOA Show.
Spotify.
For all you defenders out there, we will see
Apple.
you in a minute.
Maybe.
But everybody else, bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
Bye.